Hello, collective. It's Ashton, aka the Outspoken Oracle, back with another message for you today. Before we get started, please remember that tarot readings are for entertainment purposes only. Please just think of me as your bestie giving you advice. If the advice does not resonate with you, do not take it. And remember that you are always responsible for any actions you take in your own life. With that, I do want to let you know that I am doing a giveaway for a free 1-hour Zoom session tarot reading with me. It's valued at $120. All you have to do is subscribe to my channel and comment on videos between, I think the first one I posted was on the 16th through the end of the month. I will pick a random video from now until the end of the month, and I will pick a comment from the video, and whoever has that comment will be the one who wins the free reading session with me. So that's all you have to do. Right now, we only, at the time of me recording this video, there's only 20 people that are subscribed to my channel, and even less people that are commenting on the videos. So as of right now, you have a very high likely chance of actually winning a reading if you were to participate in this giveaway. And the more videos that you comment on, the more likely you are to actually win this reading, because I am going to pick a comment from a random video that I pick. Anyhow, beyond that, I do want to do a reading based on a song that was going through my head. This was a few days ago, honestly, but I've been putting off doing this reading, and I'm not quite sure why. But I also didn't get the clear go-ahead to deliver this message, and that's how sometimes it is. But anyhow, the song that was like just really resonating in my head was Bumpy Ride by Robin. I think she's a musician. She's a singer, songwriter, producer. But in the 90s, she was a part of that like 90s pop crowd, but she really didn't get the traction that she deserved, in my opinion, because in my opinion, she's actually quite a good musician. But anyhow, the song Bumpy Ride from her self-titled album, which, by the way, it came out in 95, but it's a really good album. So I honestly suggest that if you're into like pop R&B-ish sort of sounds, like, you check it out. I really like it, at least. I don't know, it's still something I jam to. But the lyrics of the song are: sometimes life can be a bumpy ride. Sometimes it feels like you're driving with covered eyes, and you listen to your friend who's in the car by your side. They say they've got your back. They say they've got your map. What if your friend is telling lies? So listen to your heart, because you can't see no road signs. You don't know where to stop or where to turn. Everyone goes through it. I'm in the middle of mine, and I'm trying to remember. It's the only way to learn. So with this message, I'm very much getting that somebody's kind of going through it, like they're very much hitting a rough patch in life, and they're starting to realize like who in their life really has their back, and who in their life they can really count on, who they can really lean on. And it's very much that they're coming to the conclusion that they only can trust themselves. They only can trust their intuition. In fact, this reading, if you resonate with this reading, I very much suggest you listen to the reading that I did yesterday, entitled Pardon Me, because it's giving me kind of the same energy, although this person feels like they've calmed down a little bit more now. But it's like they're just, coming to the conclusion and being okay with it, that if they rely on themselves and not the people around them, that they can make it through this bumpy ride of life. And that sometimes you don't know what the path of life is or where life is taking you, but if you can just trust in your intuition and trust and rely on yourself, that you will make it through. And it's, very much about knowing that, like, not everybody is going to be there for the long term, everybody in your life. And they're coming to this conclusion, they're realizing this. And so, yeah, we're going to start there and do this reading. Angels, guides, ancestors, please assist me with this reading. Please help me with the questions I seek answers to, protecting from any negative entities that might try to interfere on this reading or give me false information. Please speak truth and honesty to me through the cards. Give me insight of the highest good of everyone involved. And as always, thank you for showing up for me each and every day. Love you so, so much. You are the best. The best, best, best. All right, y'all, let's get started. Spirit, what is a message that you have for my collective in regards to that song Bumpy Ride that I had going through my head? What is a song that you have for my collective in regards to the song Bumpy Ride, Spirit? What is the song that you have for my collective in regards to the song Bumpy Ride, Spirit? What is the song that you have? Okay, so initially with this Eight of Swords coming out in reverse before I'm done shuffling, I am getting that whoever this is for, that this person has spent a lot of time in their head and a lot of time in their thoughts. And that their thoughts, like, they became a prisoner of their own mind, but it was very much a overthinking things that didn't need to be overthought. And now they're realizing that, like, they need to just kind of relinquish control and stop thinking about everything so seriously and stop overthinking things, because despite all the thinking that they've done, it hasn't led them to a better version of life. It hasn't made life easier with them overthinking. Also, they realize that their overthinking actually honestly doesn't even get them the conclusions that they want. And so their overthinking has not been leading them to the right path of where they need to be. All right, let's see. All right, let's clarify this Ace of Cups. I am getting that this person in my collective who this reading is for, they are finally taking the time to return to love. They're taking the time to defer back to the, like, universal love of God, and know that, like, at the end of the day, if they make decisions that are rooted in love, that return them to a place of love for themselves and for the others and for the world around them, that they're not going to be making the wrong decisions, because they were always at a place where they were having trouble making decisions, just generally speaking, in life, and they didn't know how to make decisions for themselves, and they didn't know what would lead to making the right decision. And so by returning to love, they're realizing that if my intentions are pure, if love is the root of where my decisions come from, then I'm going to be making the right decision. And with this Page of Cups, it's like that's something that they are distinctly learning about themselves. It's a learning process. It's a slow learning process, but in this learning process, they know that in the future, they're going to get things right, because they're finally starting to do things the right way. And it took things getting rough for them. It took them going through this period of feeling like they didn't have the support of other people around them, or realizing that the support that they had from other people was false, for them to really understand that, like, I need to try to figure out how I'm going to do this on my own. If everybody around me is gone, then how am I going to make these decisions? And if I'm constantly being presented with things that are false fixes, if I'm being presented with things that might lead me in the wrong direction, how am I going to know what to pick when I'm left with a decision and I can't rely on the people around me? There has to be a way for me to figure out how to make a decision when I have all of these options surrounding me. How do I make a choice? Because right now I'm learning that I can't rely on the people around me. I can't rely on my friends. I can't rely on my family, because the decisions that they're making are for their best interest, and I need to figure out how to do things for my best interest. And so how do I begin to understand how to make a correct decision in my life? And they're realizing that if they defer back to love with all the options they have presented in front of them, that they are going to start making the right decisions. They're going to have all the tools they need to take into the future, to where they're not going to need outside voices to help them make decisions. And the good thing about them returning to love is that in returning to love, they're returning to God. They are starting to see their own self-worth. They are starting to see the way that God see themselves, the way that God sees them. They are starting to forgive themselves. They are starting to love themselves more. And they're in more of this Queen of Wands energy where they are getting the courage to start shining brighter and being who they are truly and authentically. This person is becoming a lot more magnetic. They are becoming a lot more desirable to be around. They are becoming a lot more bright, just full of light, because they are making the decision to, just return to love in their decision making, to remember who they are and let that version of them that is sourced from their own love of self shine. And the thing about making decisions that lead to love is that you're also going to be making decisions about yourself. And that's why they have this new energy about them, is because they realize that the decision about how to lead their life and how to present themselves was not coming from a place of love. But now that they're becoming from a place of love, they're becoming more magnetic. They have clarity on this now. They realize that they have to live their life honestly and truthfully, and you can't be honest and truthful if you're not being yourself. And they are being themselves now. And so they're leading a more truthful and honest life, and feeling more authentic. They can fall more in love with themselves. And again, everything returns to love here. They are realizing that all the ways in which they were in their head with all their thoughts, that wasn't truth. None of that was truth. The reason why they were having such a hard time making decisions, they were having such a hard time figuring out how to lead their life, is because none of it was based in truth. You can't make an honest decision if you're not being honest with yourself, and you can't be honest with yourself if you're not being yourself. They're looking back on their past and they're recognizing where things changed that turned them into a person that they didn't want to be. They're starting to recognize the exact moment where things switched over, where they thought that they had to be somewhere else. Because there was a time in their life where they were very happy-go-lucky and just like a brilliant child and a brilliant person to be around. But some point in their childhood, things changed where they felt they had to be a certain way, where they felt they had to be a people pleaser. And now they're changing for the better, and the Six of Cups is starting to turn over. And they're realizing that they can return to having those happy memories that they used to have. But they're remembering that with doing that, it requires them trusting themselves. They're listening to their heart, because their heart is the only thing that they can trust. Listen to your heart, because you can't see no road signs. They know that they were living from their heart's truth when they were younger, and they stopped doing that. And that's why they're now in a place where they're trying to fix their life and be happy again, because they know that the potential of being truly happy is there, that happiness is not just some fairy tale that exists, it's a real thing. But they haven't been happy. And they haven't been happy because they haven't been leading with love. They haven't been being themselves. If you're your true authentic self, then love is the basis of everything that you do. And they haven't been happy. They haven't been happy because they haven't been authentic, and they haven't been authentic mostly because they've been letting other people make decisions for them. They've been deferring to other people on how to live their lives. This person who I'm doing this reading for, it feels like it's somebody that gave up their power a long time ago and found ways around their life by just letting other people be their inspiration or their guru or just the person they would defer to. And instead of trusting themselves, they started trusting this person. But the person they were trusting was making decisions for them based on what fit their best interest. And so this person gave away their power a long time ago, and in doing that, they lost themselves. And now they're realizing that they're not happy, and they're like, when did I stop being happy? But now, which is awesome, that they are returning, making decisions back to love. They are becoming a lot more emotionally balanced, emotionally centered, emotionally full, to where not only are they making decisions with love, but they are capable of loving other people and the way that other people deserve to be loved. Because they're remembering the source of their power, which is love, and the source of love is God. And so you see this dragons are very powerful. Very powerful. But this dragon is representing the King of Cups. So as powerful and scary as this dragon might be, this dragon is operating from a place of pure love and intention, because the dragon knows that all of its power comes from pure love that God offers them. And so by deferring to love, they realize that they're deferring to God. They're listening to their heart and their decision making because they want this happiness. Of course they want this happiness. Everybody wants this happiness. And in having a more open heart with this Empress card, whoever this is for, you're receiving. You're in a very receptive mode right now where things are just coming to you because you're doing things right. You're learning how to do things right. So now things are just coming to you because you're letting your light shine and you're living in your truth and honesty. You're no longer being deceived by the bright, shiny things of life that don't fit you. What fits you is love. What fits you is honesty. What fits you is authenticity. You're not afraid to shine anymore. You're not stuck in your head about all these things that are trivial and don't mean a damn thing. What's been holding you back this whole time is your unwillingness to let go of your past. Your unwillingness to let go of the things that didn't serve you before. Your unwillingness to actually spread your wings and let yourself to see where your wings can actually take you. You wanted to be stuck. You wanted to hold on and protect what you had, but what you had was actually burdening you more than what you could actually experience. You were holding what you had in your wings, but your wings were closed. When your wings are closed, you can't fly. You can't experience freedom. And so this was all holding you back by holding on to all these pentacles, these coins, and your wings. Your wings weren't able to open to be able to show you the world from a completely different vantage point. A whole new world, a new fantastic point of view. You've been needing that the whole time. A new fantastic point of view. Your wings are finally opening because you're finally letting go of the coins. You're finally letting go of the people in your life that you thought had your back. But at the same time, they didn't have your back, because if they had your back, they'd be leading you in the right direction. But that was your fault because you were deferring to them. You were deferring to your friends and family to make decisions for yourself in your life that you should have been making on your own. You had to let go of these things that were no longer serving you. And now you're in a place where you feel like you're finally being served a winning hand. But you're being served a winning hand because you made a decision to let go. Because you finally made a decision at all, because it was never you making decisions. You were deferring to other people to make decisions, and then you were acting on what other people told you to do. But now you're listening to your heart. You're deferring to yourself. You're trusting yourself and what you have to offer the world. And because of that, you finally feel like you're winning. You finally feel like you're a place where your wishes are being granted, your wishes are being fulfilled, because you've let go of what you thought was actually good for you, but in fact, it was holding you back. You've let go of these things that you thought were good for you, but were actually burdens to you. Things that led to your demise. Burdens that didn't belong to you. They never belonged to you. You were holding on so tight that it actually killed your spirit. And along with that, all of your wishes left. But your wishes are coming back because your spirit is being revived and you're being born anew. And you're finally able to receive things because love is where you're operating from. Authenticity is where you're operating from. Truth is where you're operating from. And you're not afraid to start learning new, to start learning all over. You're no longer taking the path of avoiding the inevitable. You're recognizing that if I don't take actions, if I don't make decisions for myself, then bad things are going to happen. I need to take control of my life. And in taking control of your life, you're starting to clean up the messes that you've made in your life. You're recognizing what led you to where you are now. You're recognizing that you have to reap what you sow. You're recognizing that you sowed bad seeds, and so you're reaping what you sow. But you also recognize that in every season, in every year, there's a new chance to plant a new crop. So you're in the place of wanting to plant a new crop because you know that they can grow in a different direction. You recognize that you have a new story that you can build for yourself, but a story that you actually get to build for yourself because you're deferring to yourself rather than other people. Your friends said they had your map, but what if your friends were telling you lies? What if your friends were telling you the wrong path to go down the whole time? Your friends, your family, do this, do that. This is what brings you happiness. This is what brings you joy. This is what brings you honor. This is what brings us honor. Everybody's life is about themselves, and the people around you were very aware of that, but they were also aware of how empathetic and kind you were and how you were a people pleaser, and so they were using you to their benefit. And you're recognizing that, and although you're annoyed with the fact that they were using you, it wasn't like a conscious awareness for most of them. But you're recognizing that it was your responsibility to stand up for yourself and you didn't do it. It was your responsibility to tell them, no, you cannot use me for your gain. You're finally reaping what you sowed, and you're seeing that you planted a bad crop. But you're also recognizing that you can start new. You can always plant a different crop. So you're cleaning up the mess that you made. You've made a judgment call, and your judgment call is that you want to stand in the sun. You want to stand with God. You want to stand with love. You are deferring back to love in everything that you're doing, which means you're deferring back to God, back to peace. You're standing in the sun. You're recognizing that with love, there is infinite abundance that abounds when you decide to stop living your life to serve the world. You are taking accountability for yourself. You're done working against your own best interest here. You were working on the wrong project the whole time. You thought that you were doing things right. Your intentions were good. And intentions can be good, but they can also be wrong, right? Just because your intentions are good doesn't mean that they're always right, and you're recognizing that. But like the thing of it is that your intentions actually didn't even involve you. They involved everybody else. So you're finally listening to your heart because you can't see the road signs. And with you listening to your heart, you're gaining your passion back about life. The direction that you're going, you are so passionate about. You know where that's leading you. You've got a deep passion for where you're going. You've got a deep love and a deep understanding for where you're going, and it's putting you in a place of just being happier about what's coming next in your life. Again, with this passion, you got the Eight of Wands here. So you're making changes, and you're making them fast. You're ready to go down this path. You can't see anything ahead of you, but you know that you have to move. And you're moving and you're doing it with a quickness because you recognize that the only way out of this path that you've gone down is to go straight through it. And you recognize that even if you burn up in flames while you're doing it, you're still going to get through it. Again, I will say, whoever this is for, you probably should listen to that reading Pardon Me that I recorded yesterday. Because I feel like this has a lot of that same energy. But you're making changes and you're a lot more passionate about life. You're done letting your friends hold the map. You're taking control of the direction, even if you can't see anything, which is how God will lead you oftentimes, where you can't see anything, but you just have to have that blind faith. And you're having blind faith that as you're showing up for yourself and the version of yourself that you truly love, the authentic version of yourself that people actually love as well, but you didn't realize that because you were always afraid to show yourself that you're going to be led exactly where you need to be. And you're excited about it. You're excited about what's next. You're excited about where this path is leading. I do want to end this reading with a spirit animal card just to give a little bit of encouragement for whoever this reading is for, because I feel like you are really going where you need to go, and I'm really proud of you. I'm really proud of you for starting to see the big picture a bit more, for you opening up your eyes to what's real. Wombat spirit, be at home. Number 68. Let me read this for you. The oracle message. Burrowing deep into the ground, remaining safe, sound, and well fed with family is a special trait of the wombat. Home sweet home is always available if you recognize that well-being is the truth of life. Wombat spirit reminds you that to be truly at home in the world, you need to find comfort within your own skin. You do this by accepting all your experiences without judgment through a deep honesty and love of life. When you feel the freedom to be yourself, you can begin to truly feel at home in your life with your family and tribe. Right now, you're in a beautiful place where you can hang up the coat of your identity and settle into a true sense of home and well-being. Understanding that all is well, everything you do is from this place rings true in harmony with spirit. Protection message. Could it be that you're not feeling comfortable in your own skin, thinking that the only way you can be with others is to hide under the protection of a mask or identity you created to protect yourself from getting hurt? This mask or persona is supposed to make you look strong, but it really just robs you of your integrity. Wombat spirit arrives to nudge you to drop the false masks because it's not others who will hurt you now. It is you who are hurting yourself when you aren't being authentic. It's okay though. You can course correct if you are willing to be yourself no matter what comes. Even if others are not in agreement with your authenticity, you are safe with spirit. And I'm pretty sure that that basically just sums up the entire reading that I did for you. You're safe with spirit because spirit loves you just as you are. Was that in Bridget Jones' Diary, how Mr. Darcy is like, I love you just as you are. And she's like, he loves me just as I am. And her friends are like, wait, just as you are? Because apparently she has a lot of things wrong with her, but I think she's charming. But spirit loves you just as you are. Come as you are, but also show up as you are. Return to yourself, return home by being just as you are. Then you can feel the love around you, the unconditional love. And even if you don't feel it or with the people that are in your space, in your community, if you show up authentically, not only will people show up for you, even if they aren't currently in your life, that will love you from a true place, an unconditional place, because you will be being yourself, but you will love yourself more and more. So show up, shine bright, love true, be honest with who you are. You're doing so good, and I'm so proud of you. Remember, like, comment, share, subscribe. If you comment on this video, then you will be entered and a chance to win an hour-long Zoom reading session with me. You have to comment and be subscribed, because I will filter comments by subscribers. And that's valued at $120. That being said, I am so happy that you guys came here today. This is the message that I have for you. Please never forget just how divine you are.